Greetings and salutations, my fellow Entropians. Welcome to another video. Right now, big shout out to my shop at the Medusa Bazaar. It's floor 2, shop 1. It's on the left-hand side, or the right. Well, I don't know what side it's going to be whenever you start staring at it, but it's to the left of the teleporter. Whatever. Anyways, if you want to help out some of the free-to-play players, I've been helping out free-to-play players. So I'm selling off sweat, mind essence, and welding wire. So any purchases will go towards, I don't know, buying more. So just keep that in mind. And thanks. Today's video is going to be about the Mayhem changes. So I'm looking on the forums right now. I want to read a little bit to you, and it's about pretty much how Mayhem is going to change. I know you've probably read something about it, but I'm gonna go ahead and rehash it in case you haven't. I'll give you that good old information as we're doing this Easter Mayhem assault. Alright, so from Berthabot on the forums, it's the future of Mayhem, it's vendor changes. Greetings, colonists. In our previous updates on the future of Mayhem, we talked about some of the upcoming short-term changes to the Mayhem format, including changes to the instances, how tokens are obtained, and detaching resource events from the Mayhem format. That's going to be pretty interesting if you ask me. In this update, we want to share with you our plans for the longer term, in particular in regards to the vendor. Sustainability. One of our biggest challenges faced by the current setup of the Mayhem event format lies with the vendor. Whilst unlimited items provide a great incentive and a valuable reward for players, it isn't without issue. In short, the faucet of tokens into the economy has been increased. Participation in the format has also been very high, and the vendor has remained primarily used for the purpose of obtaining high-end unlimited items. This, combined with the exceptions for restocks of these items, has created a cycle which brings unlimited items into the game at an unsustainable rate, and frustration from players expecting and waiting for said items to be restocked. Therefore, our plan is to remove unlimited items entirely from the vendor once stock is depleted, replacing them with exceptional limited versions and craftable exceptional limited versions that consume items from the economy. These exceptional style items provide long-lasting items, but items that will ultimately expire with use. We believe that this still provides meaningful incentive for many players to participate, whilst ensuring unlimited items do not become more overabundant. It is not lost on us that this is a very fundamental change, but we hope that you understand the necessity and reasoning behind it. Our goal is to set the economy within Entropia on the right path and create a sustainable Mayhem format. And this requires us to take strong decisions for the long-term betterment of players, the economy, and game. Of course, we understand that such drastic shift must be done in as fair a way as possible, whilst also ensuring that we make this shift sooner rather than later. As such, our plan for how we will execute this is as follows. Process of change and restock. While we will be moving forward with a different model for the vendor, we will make both normal and rare Mayhem tokens tradable for a fixed period to allow players agency in this transitional period. In addition to this, we will also provide a final restock of some unlimited items at the end of the period. However, once these items and existing unlimited stock have been depleted, their listings will be permanently removed from the vendor. Yeah, that's right. They're removing it all. Our hope is that this process will give players agency regarding the vendor and future of Mayhem. The process and dates will be as follows. Between the 29th of April 2025 and May 27th of 2025, so like you got like a month, at the end of this month into the next month, tokens will temporarily be made tradable. This will allow a grace period for players to offload / buy up tokens if they feel it is in their best interest with the changes going forward. 2. In the week directly following the end of this period, we will post a notice detailing the days and times when the vendor restocking will take place, accounting for players of different time zones. They have learned so much in the past. Yeah, they sure have. We know that these changes will have a significant impact on players in many different ways. Our aim with this update is to provide transparency, and certainly in this transitional period, we believe that this is the way forward for a fundamentally sustainable format. We will continue to look at feedback you all provide to help inform any future changes or adjustments. Thank you for your continued passion and love for Entropia Universe. Alright, so there's additional information and replies to questions from this thread by Ludwig from MindArk, a MindArk official. Ooh. And 3 people said, Mike Caffey's Luckarn Mozart, long name. Go to the forums and read it yourself if you're really that interested in this dude's name. It says that completely depends on the size and type of that final restock. And then Zen says no announcement of what items will be restocked, how many will be restocked, if the prices will remain the same. Then Jambon says would be good for them to specify what will actually be restocked. Sound like not everything will be. Would really suck for people buying a bunch of tokens to find out the item they were looking to get isn't even restocked. In which the MindArk official says there will be an official announcement for which items will be restocked and the times the restocks will happen. So that's good to know. That's really good to know. So the next little bunch of questions, Chibana said, the big question is, will the new supply have the same amount of tokens needed to make a pool as last time or as listed now, or will it change again? Then Bambucha says, agreed, this would be a worst scenario. They need to announce how many and which unlimited items will be restocked. It should be a significant amount of unlimited items, no matter that will in short time maybe influence prices. Anyhow, I still find prices of unlimited items very high. In which the MindArk official says prices will remain the same. There will be no last minute changes. It's good to know. Wasser says, well, hopefully don't restock while I'm at work or during weekend would be better. Come on, MA, people have lives first. And which the MindArk official says there will be at least one restock on a weekend. More details will come later. Dro PED says, will the last unlimited restock take in consideration the unused rare tokens still around? And the answer is yes. Sub-Zero said, you guys should impose limits here if possible. In which MindArk responds, there will be no limit to how many items one person can pull. This is not possible in the current system. They just can't do it. Justinia says, I think we need a further comment on the future availability of the low-end consumables, so that there is some kind of minimum realistic value for the tokens in the month of the trading. Or once again, it becomes a gamble fest. Risk take fest. If people don't act like the word gamble, or people don't like the word gamble. Yeah, risk fest versus gamble. Yeah. In which MindArk says low-end consumables will stay in stock in the future. Pretty sure that means like pills and stuff. Alright, Mike Koffel-Skern's Maserati says, unless the final restocks have significant quality of items, this basically the scenario we are looking at. And then Bambucha says, it should be a significant amount of unlimited items, no matter that will in short time maybe influence prices. In which MindArk says, the restock will be significant. Under the tokens section, Sub-Zero says, also, can you guys make the Mayhem tokens auctionable during that time? It will be hard to see the price of them otherwise. In which the answer from MindArk is, the tokens will be auctionable. Yes. Chris says, haven't they said in some of the recent Mayhem changes announcements that Resource Mayhem or any similar event in the future will not drop the same tokens as normal Mayhem? In which MindArk says, future Resource Mayhems will not be connected to normal Mayhems. We are still working on the design. That's freaking cool. Let's go. Alaram said, by the way, are Regulite and other cosmetic tokens now joke to you, MindArk? Just forgot about these? Which MindArk says, cosmetic tokens will feature in future Mayhems, but this Mayhem is a transitional event focused specifically on the unlimited item situation. We have not forgotten about them. Well, that's good to know. Alright, the next section is for limited items. SSN said, does the limited blueprint from the vendor give a 100% chance to craft the item? Where MindArk says, no, they will work like any normal blueprint. This is why they are so much cheaper than just buying the item itself with tokens. Yeah. Yeah. Those blueprints are still pretty expensive, but whatever. I mean, I guess they did the thing. All right. Whining Skeptic said, will the limited items always be in stock? The answer from MindArk is, not all of the same, oh my god, not all of the items, but there will always be items in stock. Okay, that's good to know. SSN said, does limited exceptional Mayhem weapons price will be adjusted as cheaper as the tokens gathering difficulty is greatly increased? And then Justina says, what is the point of either buying rares or normal tokens in bulk or taking this Mayhem seriously if almost nothing changes except for the rare restocks will from soon on will be of limited stuff, and most people still won't be able to get at the vendor? Yeah, good question. MindArk says, pricing will be rebalanced with the new drop rates in mind for the next Mayhem after this transitional period. The stock of limited items will be higher than it was for unlimited items. The stock will be higher for limited items. Okay, that's good. Alright, Richa said, a necessary first step. Now we need limited weapons and armor that are considerably better than anything unlimited and or require hunting and mining loots to repair unlimited. Okay. No. And in general, yes, exceptional limited items should be better than most unlimited items, is the answer that MindArk says. Okay. And then Jambron said, also, I'm hoping these new exceptional items are tradable unlike daily mission limited gear. This move they are making with limited stuff needs to be handled carefully to not have the markups be psychotic too. And the answer from MindArk is, the limited items will be tradable. Dun dun dun! Alright, so with all of that being said, what are my thoughts? Well, to be completely honest, I've been using all my Mayhem tokens for like 100% skill pills and some of the other like reload pills or whatever. So I'm not really too affected. I'm not too down bad about it because I've been using all my Mayhem tokens pretty much in the way that we're going to be using Mayhem tokens in the future. So I don't really find it to be that bad. I do kind of feel bad for people that have been trying to save up for an unlimited item and now it's go time for them. They have to basically put up or shut up, or just sell their tokens. It is what it is. But I think the new changes to the Mayhem vendor, I think it's gonna work out. A lot more limited items, blueprints and stuff like that. Although, like, yo, I wish it was like 100%, to be completely honest. But I mean, damn, like it's gonna be really sad whenever you're like crunching down like what 1,300 Mayhem tokens, and just to like get like a near success. Like you're gonna feel pretty awful. I don't know if I'm gonna be crafting those sons of bitches, man. I'm gonna be completely honest. And some of those materials, like what the hell is like a vibrant sweat crystal? How do you make those? I don't know. I just don't know. I'm gonna have to find out. But yeah, I don't know. I'm prepared for it because I don't really have Mayhem tokens. I got a rare Mayhem token though, but I'm not too bothered by it. I think it's gonna be okay. And for the other people that just been holding on to all these Mayhem tokens, well, and now's your chance to sell. Who knows? I don't think I'm gonna have the money to buy any during this transitional period when they're actually gonna be tradable. And that's kind of unfortunate, but I'm hoping like they're not going to be too expensive, but definitely a way to make your money back or whatever, being that they're going to be on the auction. Now, I'm interested to see how the prices are going to go, so I'm going to be like monitoring that, to be completely honest. But my biggest gripe, which I've looked at some of the forum posts, and my biggest gripe is like that annihilation is gone. And then you got some people who are like, well, that's a good thing because now there's no bots farming like unlimited mayhem in an instance all by themselves, just doing everything like 24/7, 7 days a week for all of the mayhem, just never logging off. And yeah, that right there is a good way to drain all the unlimited items and whatnot from the vendor stock, I guess. And I think that's what some people are really upset about. And then those people try to sell the unlimited items for like a lot. I don't know, man. I don't know how that works, but yeah, botting's not really a cool thing to do. But now, like, all mayhem has to be like, you have to actively be playing. Like, but I liked it being chill. And I think other people are sharing the same sentiment, especially if you're on my side of things. But just know that the other side of the coin is people are like, yeah, now you actually can't just like sit there and watch your anime and all that. You actually have to play the game to get the tokens. Like, yeah, okay. But I do get it because people exploit the weaknesses of the game and like bot and stuff like that. It's sad. It is. But I get it. I do. I really do. Does that mean I'm gonna sit here and not do mayhem? No, I'm gonna do mayhem, but I'm not gonna do it as hardcore as I have done it with the annihilations. You know, I'm not gonna sit there and spend like hours and hours and hours grinding out bronze, silver, gold, and regolite. That's not even a thing anymore, by the way. You don't have to grind that out, which is nice. I don't have to now. That's great. But on the flippy floppy, being that I have this new format that I'm trying out of collecting raw clips, which this is background for raw clip that I just like turned the mic off and just recorded, and now I'm like voiceovering this entire thing. So I can like focus on a specific topic and be able to read while actually not actively playing the game. So yeah, maybe fill up a whole bunch of videos doing this, you know, instead of like grinding out gold and regolite. You know, I can like, I don't know, not have to worry about spending an arm and a leg to do mayhem, you know, as opposed to, you know, just getting the excitement of a good hunt. I mean, that's what it is. It's the excitement of a good hunt. And, you know, sometimes it's not a bad thing. A little bit of the anxiety induced. I know I was like really pissed off whenever I was doing the live stream. I get that. It's because I was angry that I couldn't just sit there and watch anime and just like grind like crazy. But you don't really have to do that now. So is that a good thing? I don't know, man. Maybe. Yeah, the only downside I see is there's going to be less cycling. Because people aren't going to be like grinding forever to do the thing. Now, granted, you know, you can still just after every little thing, you can always just like, all right, I'm going to take a little break now, instead of like, you know, because these instances last about, well, you got like 16 minutes and 20 minutes to do like the assault. I think like the defenses are probably like maybe about 30 minutes probably. You know, depending on how fast you are and how good you are. And then you can like stand up, walk around. You're supposed to do that anyway, as opposed to sitting in your chair for like 16 hours a day grinding out the old school mayhems. I don't know, man. You gotta look at the bright side of things, you know. But mayhem is changing. It kind of sucks. That change sucks. But I mean, if you look at the bright side, you know, it's not that bad. It does have a little bit of its own little charm. So I don't know. I think it's a good thing to embrace a little bit of change, right? But like I mentioned before, I mean, there's a lot of people really upset about the whole Mayhem token drop rate of what happened with the resource mayhems. Like, people are really mad because like you would have to sit there and grind for a lot of time just to get a whole bunch of tokens for the aspect that you could get some unlimited gear. And then resource mayhem came around and just started dropping tokens like crazy. All the while I'm sitting there using all my tokens for a bunch of 100% skill pills. I'm like, I need more tokens. I gotta grind a little bit more to get some more 100% tokens so I can skill up like crazy. That's probably why I've skilled up like crazy, you know. All my mayhem tokens going towards the advancement of my levels, and other people are just sitting there wanting to save all that stuff up for some unlimited gear. I don't know, man. Like, it's not like I saw the writing on the wall or anything. I just wanted to invest in my avatar and get more levels. And then once I'm like above level 100, and that's my goal, is to get a combat skill up to level 100, you know, that way I can, you know, use some of these old school weapons to the peak efficiency of, you know, maximum level 100. That's kind of a pretty decent goal to have. And I kind of figured, you know, use the mayhem tokens to get 100% skill pills. And that's my thought process behind it, so I can be able to use the weapons and not have to worry too much. But I think that's been played out, because usually my grind time was during mayhems, as when I was getting most of my skill gains. And I don't think that's gonna be a thing anymore. But now there's gonna be like new items, mostly limited items, and they're all gonna be tradable. I don't know, man. It might actually be a good answer, especially for the craftable limited items. You know, like it's gonna be kind of interesting to see what happens with the whole thing. I'm not saying that MindArk is doing the right thing here. I'm in the camp of we're gonna have to wait and see if MindArk did the right thing here. And I'm pretty sure they're sitting on pins and needles hoping that they did the right thing. I don't know, nobody knows, but I am actually a little bit excited to see the outcome of this. And I don't know, what are your thoughts on the whole shebang? I know you got some opinions. Please, by all means, make a comment down below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Yeah, that's right. Come to the shop. Come help out the free-to-play players by helping me get rid of my stock and I can buy more stock from everyone else. That's the goal, at least. Alright, that's been today's video. Until the next time. Bye.